Welcome to another episode of Redesigning Your Relationships Live. I am your host, Giovanna Bridges-White, with your co-host,
Live and in action, Yvette Valdenegro. Woohoo! I'm so
we're
excited for all
live
this.
on Instagram today. Finally, I know all of our viewers are like, "Where y'all been?" I'm like, "Well, the tech has been real." Actually, you and I need to talk about a streaming workshop coming up soon because apparently Facebook is getting rid of Facebook groups, so you won't be able to do streaming in there. So for those of you guys who know us, we stream live every single Wednesday. Facebook, LinkedIn, now on Instagram Live, and we are exclusively on Spotify, and we are exclusively doing video on Spotify, which we absolutely love. There's a Q&A feature anytime that you listen or watch. You can interact with us on Spotify. So thank you for being here. You guys know this is my second favorite month of the year. We're wrapping up Women's History Month with celebrating all of the women in our communities. So I'm so excited about today's episode.
Woohoo!
Excuse me, getting over a cough, making sure we're live everywhere. Perfect. I am going to do our sponsorship now. This episode is sponsored by the YGC Collective, August 19th and 20th. Tickets go on sale next month, and we will also have start to have our amazing lineup for our women-led organization speakers, our sponsors, and way more to come. This has been a vision of Yvette and I's for years. We are finally doing it. We're disrupting. We're bringing all women-led organizations under one roof. We're going to have an amazing VIP night with all the leaders and some select VIP guests. And then we're going to have a one-day conference where it does not matter what season in life you are. If you're a woman, this conference is for you. We have over 10 topics of 2024 that are up to date for you. So just be following us, watching us, because way more information to come next month. Yay.
Woo! All right. Okay, 2 quick comments. Number 1, everyone, when I say we go live, like straight from like there's no edits, every podcaster looks at us like we're crazy. They go, what? And then when I explain how much, when I say easier, not like we're trying to take shortcuts, but I feel like less hectic, but the hectic allows us to be more authentically focused when we're here online, just being live, because live is live. We can't go back and change or edit or re-say whatever we're going to say. So it's sometimes it may sound choppy, but it is our authentic self. So it's so exciting. And then secondly, I know you're going to go on about what you're going to share. I just want to say, from a converted woman supporting woman person, and not that I didn't love women and not that I didn't want to support, but let's just be real. My personality type used to be, because I believe everybody has the power to change. If I can change, damn it, anybody can change. And not that I didn't love women, but sometimes my cup would be too full of the essence of girliness. It's just, but I have grown, and I often go to groups, networking, meet new people, and I have again learned to change my outlook and my mindset. And so now when I go into these environments, I love coming out of them a changed person, not because I'm doing anything like, oh, Yvette's so amazing. It's because I feel like I'm just open and available to meet and discover new essence, new just beauty that I feel like women exude and naturally are, which I feel like in turn helps me to be a more beautiful person on the inside. So I love that you have, I don't know, roped me, tied me down, or like been the influence.
I've
What?
gifted
Me
you
this,
women,
but I
literally
feel like
hashtag women supporting women. Like, for those of you guys who don't know me, that's what I live for. And people thought I was crazy, and now
no,
it's just
Gio, absolutely not. And you're ahead of your time. But it's like one of these things that I'm like, run, girl, run, because you inspire the rest of us. As much as I know that you are going to be uplifting these groups, we are going to be uplifting these groups, and really giving a shout out to all of the amazing women that we are involved in. At the same time, I think that the kudos really need to go back to you, because you really are, you live and breathe truly women supporting women. So that was my intro for you.
Thank you. I know, and it's so crazy. For those of you guys who have been following us for a while, this month is my second favorite month, other than my birthday month, which I say every time I say that. But I always, for years, I think for 4 years straight, every single day on Women's Month, I would post on my Instagram a woman a day, and life like hits, like we're growing, we're scaling, we're expanding. And today, I realized why I couldn't do that. I wanted to so bad. And you guys know that I am all about time, the relationship with time. And there's just no way in my schedule to do 30 posts this month. But this is why. Because this episode is wrapping up the whole Women's History Month. If you didn't watch the last 3 episodes, please go back. Gift yourself these podcasts because they're amazing. Each podcast was a different theme. Again, we're very up to date with about, inclusion and in 2024, which was, this is the sign, that was the word, and just the women that have been doing amazing things in our nation. But this is why I couldn't do it, because look at what I just realized. I always say like we're involved in all these groups, but we've never really sat down and talked about them all in one episode. And that's what we're doing today. We're celebrating our communities. We're thanking them for paving the way. I got to sit down and really do some research on like when they were founded, how long they've been around, like who are these women? And yes, you are not seeing the screen incorrectly. We are part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women's groups in the Houston, Texas area. And so today we're going to give a shout out to all of those groups. And I love it because it also gives you a post wherever you're watching this, Facebook, Instagram. I'll go back and do some edits where you can follow them on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can also go to their websites. And again, the goal with our collective is to get all of these women in one place, all of these organizations, so that you can hear about them. Now, I know you guys think we're crazy.
Wait,
and you're like,
when you say collective, I just want to interrupt you real quick. The YGC Collective that's happening in August, because I know that general term is used for so many things. So YGC Collective in August.
So we're part of these amazing 8 groups, but we've done the research. There's like so many more groups just in the Houston area. But today we want to celebrate these groups, the women that we network with, like we share our life with, like obviously. And I know that you guys always say, like, where do you find the time? Hopefully today's episode will explain where we find the time and why, because each one of these groups are unique and they serve a different type of community, a different type of woman community, and it's like fills our cup in a different way, and we also fill the cups of these women in a different way. So I dedicated this episode to them. We're going to go through each group, and then again, wherever you're watching, you can go click, follow, like, share, get involved, or you can just message us and say, like, where do I start? Because we literally want to it's contagious. We want you guys to be with us wherever we can help you fill your cup. So these are the groups. I love my little graphic. I don't think I have them in the right order, but it's totally fine. We're going to just start with us.
Oh.
I was going to leave us for last, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to start with us. We are celebrating 2 years of the YGC Community. I have the wrong logo up, but that's fine. Nobody cares. The YGC Community was founded by us 2 years ago, and it's literally our monthly gathering that we've been doing where we invite women to come and take a night off and not talk about work, not talk about their kids, not talk about their family, and just really have conversations about themselves, personal growth, pursuing dreams. And we're also making it experience-based. So we're super excited how much it's grown. And just with the participation of our community and our members, we're just looking forward to doing so much more in our community. Do you want to add anything to us?
Yes, I just want to add that you don't have to be, we'd love for you to be a client. You don't have to be a client. You just have to be someone who Gio just said. But I will say this, what I love about what we do, if people don't get it already in the group, they're kind of the beta for every single thing that we do, which is amazing, because if there's cutting edge anything, we are presenting it, showing it, or just trying new things, or we just go, let's just figure this out. Like, let's all just, and all the women in there are so supportive and engaging and very, very welcoming. If this, for me, I know I'm very biased, but if you're someone who's like, I just don't know where to begin, I would honestly say in our group, because It's a huge variety of women, but so welcoming. Everybody who ever comes goes, wow, everybody was sincerely just very interested in me, the person, which is very true.
And I'm not going to rush this episode because, again, I think it's important because people always ask us like how to network with us or where to get involved. Last month, or yeah, this month, we did kind of like Bring Your Daughter to Network Day, and it was so much fun because we noticed that a lot of our clients have daughters in their 20s that don't know where to network. So it was so fun to just have mother-daughter networking and connecting other like-minded women in their 20s. And then next month, we're going to be doing an initiative for another group where we're going to go eat dinner. We're going to host a dinner at a women-owned restaurant. And we're going to go eat dinner, women supporting women. And then May we have book club. And then June and July we have some surprise experiences. So again, this is why I started with us. I'm done with not putting us first. We're going to go first, celebrating 2 years. And this is a great way to just kind of get your feet wet in networking. And we're not talking about work. We're not talking about kids. We're not talking about family. We're just talking about you. So
yes. Okay. And to find, listen, one of these things that I've learned is when you kind of go like, well, where do I go find this information? Right. Sometimes it's really hard to find the where. So one, I would go to Instagram if you would just want to look on the latest posts and what's coming up next. And then two, Gio does a really great job on our website. Go to the calendar and there'll be a list of all the groups and then the links to RSVP.
Yep. And then this post, because I'm going to have everybody's information on this post. So it's perfect on this podcast. Okay. So moving into 100 plus women who care CyFair, celebrating 7 years. This was founded by Jody Johnson. She's an amazing woman in the Cypress area. I have been lucky to take over this group with my co-president, Kim Lubes, and my amazing board of 14 women. But this is a philanthropy group. It's an alliance. It's nationwide. We are the CyFair chapter. We literally get together once a quarter for 1 hour, give $100 to a nonprofit in the Houston area. And how that works, our members nominate the nonprofits. Our members vote on the nonprofits. They come and they get 5 minutes that evening to present on their charity. And I absolutely love it. We've donated over $300,000 in the last 7 years. And I just love the fact that it's local, it's in CyFair, but the alliance is nationwide. So if you're watching and you're not in Houston, you're like, how do I get involved? Again, just go to the 100 Alliance. You can find a chapter in your area. And this is called collective giving and investing in nonprofits. So shout out to my whole team there. Whew. Next, I should have done them like every other so that you can have one too. Celebrating 5 years. My beautiful Latinas-n-Heels community. 5 years this year, founded by Andrea Garcia Ramirez, another amazing women's group. It's really more on empowerment, connecting, educating women in all seasons of life. We get together once a month. We do an educational breakfast. We do a happy hour, and then quarterly we do workshops as well as content days. Absolutely love it. You don't have to be Latina. You don't have to wear heels. And we are opening Katy next month, and we are opening the Woodlands at the end of this year. So super excited to just be part of this organization. And it wouldn't be ran without my partner in crime, Gabby, without Andrea and Gabby, and the both boards of Cypress and Houston. So shout out to the ladies in those communities. Take a break.
Are you sure?
Now to you. Yeah.
You're so funny. Okay, Houston businesswoman, a community dedicated showcasing accomplished women in various industries. Listen, you guys can read all this. This is, if you're in Houston and you're a professional woman and I don't even know how to say, you're very professional, you love upscale experiences, and you really love the social aspect of having events where you can engage with other women that are like-minded like yourself. This is been a wonderful experience. Vanessa, who runs HBW, has done a great job. And honestly, this is really, I would say, like a social networking experience. And then they do have some philanthropies that we do. It's not necessarily all the other groups that we're part of. It's very scheduled month to month to month. So for this organization, I would definitely go to the website or Instagram because they're pretty scheduled on the fly. And from what I've seen, it's because Vanessa gets wonderful invitations for people to have the Houston businesswomen involved. And so sometimes there's not the lead up time. It's like, hey, we need your help, or will you be a part of? And so it just gets posted. There is wonderful perks involved, and she has a platform called Mighty Networks that she uses to engage all of the members. And if you have any questions about that, I'm also open to answer all the questions. But this is definitely more of, to me, it's more like a social experience, but very fun. She never leaves, very detailed in the experiences when you go to them. Sure.
I love it. And she's also celebrating 5 years. I love that. Her and Andrea both in 2019. So congratulations to both of those groups. The giving gown. Oh my God. I didn't realize the giving gown has been going on for 14 years. Yvette and I are the empowerment directors. This has been our second year there. They're definitely more than just a dress. Prom boutique once a year. Girls, over 1,000 girls come. We do the empowerment sessions. They get, financial literature from the junior league. They get to have, it's their field trip. They get to have lunch at the cafe. So it's just a great way to help girls get their prom dress and just feel special. They get a godmother the day of. And so we're super excited to partner with them. They also give out scholarships, and they do the period poverty project year round. So if you didn't get involved this year, the week of prom boutique, there's other ways to get involved with them as well. And we were honored to actually go through 177 scholarship applications. So this was the first year that we had that many. And so we're just looking forward to growing with this group, giving back to our community, and just finding ways how we can empower the younger generation, because they're really the ones leading the way to come.
This group, I have to say, I just want to say real quick, because just watching all the behind the scenes things and being involved now for 2 years, they are a beautiful example of philanthropy and being very well organized, and at the same time giving these young ladies such a wonderful experience. I mean, like they nail, and the way they treat the volunteers. So if you ever want to be a volunteer, and just come donate your time, you will not feel in any way that you wasted it. If anything, I always, every single day, I mean, because it's a drive for us to go, but every single day when I get in my car and I on my way home, I'm like, I am so grateful, because the girls that walk through those doors are so happy to be there, but we learn a lot. And then this last year, I mean, like, there's just moments where we're engaging with them, and it's no longer like, oh, we're teaching you these things. It's more like a really divine interaction of, they're really engaging with us and they're having a good time and we're having a good time at the same time. It's just the entire thing is wonderful. And the ladies who run it really know what they're doing.
Oh my God. Yeah. Shout out to the board there too, because they have been doing this again for 14 years. Bobby Joe, I believe she's the founder. But yeah, again, each one of these groups is not just one woman. There's boards attached behind it. There's volunteers, people giving their time. So super thankful to be involved with them and to keep them growing. Okay, so a lot of you haven't heard the bird is the word. We are founding members of Her Texas Co. They were also, 2019 was a year. Founded in 2019, Jasmine Brand, the amazing founder, which we finally get to meet this week in person. We love this group. We joined last year. Long story short, they're all over Texas. They are actually like one of the biggest movements in women that we've ever been with. And this year we're starting an investment circle with them where we can give money back to entrepreneurs here in Houston. But they do statewide events. Their mission is to fuel local economic growth. And I believe right now we're over 2,500 members, but it's just an amazing way to give back to local entrepreneurs. And that's where we're collaborating with our business with YGC. Like I said earlier, next month, we're going to be hosting, Yvette and I are going to be hosting in different areas. Fork and Femme, which is one night we go eat at, or one day we go eat at women-owned restaurants. And last year they did 16 restaurants, over $160,000 back to women-owned restaurants. So I know that this April they're looking to increase that amount at least by 3 times. And you and I are going to be part of that. And we're also going to have them sponsor our YGC Collective in August, and we will be giving the very first check to a women entrepreneur here in Houston. So very similar to Giving Circles, they are creating and founding the very first investment circle where their mission is Her Texas is the bank. So absolutely love this group, and we're so excited to just be part of it and co-creating and growing with them. Did I miss anything?
Love it. No,
Love it.
this one to me is like it's like this little seedling that's growing, but it's not, it's a seedling, but it's a humongous redwood tree. It's like huge. So anybody who's never heard of Her Texas, you are definitely going to be hearing more and more and more. Love it.
Awesome. Do you want to do this one?
FHBW, yes. Okay. So many times people are like, what? I used to do the same thing. Who, what, how does this all work? Okay, just imagine this. FHPW, which stands for the Federation of Houston Professional Women, was obviously established in 1981. I love the concept of it. Imagine just like an umbrella that is, they don't govern, they don't dictate or what to do, but it's more like a protection and or a resource for all of the predominantly business organizations that are, and when I say under it, again, not under as in they're governed by it, but under as in more of a covering for all the groups. From what I've seen and experienced, it's very much a time for all the groups to come together, because I think the farthest one is down in past Victoria, Texas. And I think some San Antonio, it was all around this region of Houston to get together for the sole purpose of engaging and interacting and supporting each other through social media, through word of mouth, the education pieces, and then obviously the networking. And it's really a great way for the groups to understand and know what's going on with the other groups. So if you're an organization and you say to yourself, boy, we'd like to really get our outreach or reach more people or more audience without that whole competition, because it's not a competition. It's more like, hey, come tell us what you're doing. You can turn in flyers, you can get support with social media, and you get to stand up and say, hey, I'm so-and-so and I'm with such and such group and this is what we've got going on. It's just a way to get the word out. But then you also have the backing and the support of more women behind you. They also have an amazing other side to them where they're very, again, scholarship driven. And it looks here that they've given over 42,000 in educational scholarships. So again, another wonderful group to get involved in, especially if, say, you're an organization and you just feel like we're kind of alone, but we would like more support from other like-minded groups without feeling it isn't a competition. No one's trying to tell you what to do. You just want to go in and say, hey, help me get the word out, or yes, I'd like to give you some information so this can be passed on.
Yeah, and I love the AW's quarterly too. So it's
yes,
not
I was
like,
just going to say, yeah, you don't have to go all the time. It's just once a quarter.
I love
But
that.
the benefits outweigh that too. It's great.
100%. And you can send other people from your group. So if you have a board, like you guys can rotate. It doesn't have to be the same person every time. So it's a great group to be involved in, and super blessed to have them. And I ended our slide because like this is how crazy, like ABWA is the American Business Women Association. Okay. They're nationwide. They've been around for 75 years. And so for those of you guys who know us, we have been part of this movement that's happening now. Like this has been the biggest movement for women like ever. And I'm so excited to be part of it. But this was happening 75 years ago. And so the founder was Hillary Burton Jr. And I went back and got to read that there was like 4 individuals from Kansas City disrupting. These were my ladies back in the day when women could not network. It was not okay for them to do anything other than be in the household. And so we are celebrating, Yvette and I are both part of 2 different chapters. So think American Business Women Association nationwide. I am part of the CYFEN chapter in CyFair. She is part of the HAPEN chapter, which is in the Heights. We are going to this amazing conference this year, celebrating 75 years with them. But I have learned so much. I've been part of this group for 2 years, had no idea what I was getting myself into. And so I left them for last because they've been around the longest. And we're part of the movement within our brand, but now we're part of the movement within this amazing community of women. And I haven't been to conference, but I've heard how amazing it is. And I'm just so excited to just be able to be part of it. But this is literally dedicated for for women in business. And they also, again, it's a nonprofit because they give back money to nonprofits and to women for women's scholarships. So they're giving back 24/7. We fundraise, we do so much community outreach. So it kind of fills two cups, but they're very structured. So if you're looking for a group for your business, it's structured. We have a monthly event. It's again like to the T OCD of what we do. This is the group that you want to be part of. And I just can't wait to see what's to come in the next like 20 years. So left it for last. I will have all of the links. Do you want to add anything to ABWA? I know you're a newbie, but
Yeah, I'm a total newbie, but I'm a newbie because I will just say honestly, I called every time I would come visit, I'm like, I'm the I'm not stepchild, but like the adopted member because you were the member, and if you couldn't come, then I would go. But the reason it was easy for me to become a member and happen and just want to support everything they're doing is because I was so welcomed all the time from them. I am not kidding you. If there's one thing if you're a woman today and you're listening to this and you're like, what do I do? Or you're in a group, make sure you have someone standing at the door that is smiling and greeting and making whoever it is coming in that door feel comfortable, because it is awkward if you don't know anybody and you walk into a whole room of 50 women and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? But from the day I went, I have been just welcomed in as part of the family and the support, and they're incredible. Then the flip side of that is the HAPEN group and the Heights may be smaller in number, but it's just as welcoming. It's like you have the option to go to the bigger group in Cypress, and it really depends on where you live, because it's the convenience, I think, for everybody. And there's different amazing dynamics to both groups. But if you're in the Houston area and you want to be a part of a smaller group that you like that intimacy, imagine the same experience, only it's just a smaller group of women.
we love it.
Awesome.
Well, that's why I ended with them. So all in all, I'm gonna go back to recap. If you're watching us now, go back. Today was the celebration for our communities who we're involved with, and I'm just so happy and thankful for the women who introduced me, the women who founded, for us for disrupting and doing our own thing because it wasn't created. So take the rest of this month, which is only a few more days, go back and listen to watch the other episodes, reach out to us and see how we can help you fit into one of these amazing groups. And like I said, we will have more information on the YGC Collective that's on August 19th and 20th. You're pretty much going to be hearing us talk about that April through July. We have been working very hard behind the scenes to put the pieces together. But I think that this was the perfect way to end Women's History Month. Why I haven't been able to post every single day, because we're so involved with all of these other communities. We're educating, we're connecting, we're teaching, we're inviting, like all of those things that you see us do off screen is literally part of our DNA. So we're super excited to literally be the hashtag WSWs. Thank you for watching another episode of our podcast, and we will see you next week, birthday month, with a whole new topic.
Oh God, someone help me. Someone who's listening, help me, call me, help me, save me. Just kidding. Love you.
Thank you so much. And thank you to you for accepting the gift of loving women and creating this beautiful community that we have. So.
Oh my God, do. All right. Love everybody.
Bye.
Bye.